Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, babes, it is Friday, and we hope you have had just an absolutely amazing week.
We really do.
Like, we love you, we appreciate you, and we are so incredibly glad to have you back hanging out on the Snark side with us today.
Honestly, the energy today is just, it's unhinged.
It is entirely unhinged.
Because, babes, before we even get into our own, personal Friday survival tactics, we have to talk about how someone managed to spend over $69,000 at Chanel.
Oh my God, do not even get me started.
While their house is literally actively facing foreclosure.
I am sick over it.
A terrifying financial collapse. Oh, and a certain fired reality star is currently falling up the stairs.
Falling up the stairs.
Up the stairs and into a massive feud.
I am still completely losing my mind over the phrase falling up the stairs. Like, my jaw physically detached from my face when I read that.
It defies physics, really.
It does. But okay, before we get into the absolute delusion of buying Hermes while the bank is knocking on your door, we need an immediate vibe check. Because yes, babes, both of us still have to go to work today.
Unfortunately.
Like, I am physically sitting in this chair recording with you, but mentally,
horizontal.
I am already back in my pajamas on the couch. But it is the very last work day of the week.
Right.
So emotionally, I feel like survival is possible. Barely.
I mean, it is scientifically proven that the human body can endure almost any level of psychological torment if it knows Saturday is coming.
Exactly.
But let me tell you, walking into the dental clinic today is going to test every single ounce of my patience.
Oh, you know.
Because the Friday energy in a healthcare setting
Yeah.
it's a very specific, very dark sociological phenomenon.
It is pure, unadulterated chaos.
Yeah.
It's like every single patient who has actively ignored their throbbing tooth pain for 6 straight months
6 months, measly.
suddenly wakes up at 3 p.m. on a Friday and decides it's a life or death emergency.
And they expect you to fix it in 10 minutes.
Exactly. And they bring all that chaotic energy directly into my chair. I had a patient yesterday who literally tried to have a full conversation with me.
While you were working.
Yes. While I had the high-speed drill actively spinning in their mouth.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I'm looking down at them like, please, I am begging you to just blink twice if you need me to stop.
Right.
Do not try to explain your neighbor's landscaping dispute to me while I'm working on your second molar.
See, for me, it's the trauma dumping that breaks my spirit.
Oh, from the patients.
Well, the patients are one thing. They're vulnerable. I can sort of analytically rationalize that. But the coworkers,
Oh, gosh.
when you are just trying to aggressively chart your clinical notes
Yes.
and get out the door to start your weekend, and someone corners you by the sterilization machine,
The worst trap.
just to give you a 25-minute breakdown of their hinge matches.
I would evaporate.
I just want absolute silence,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
I want to stare at a beige wall until my frontal lobe resets.
Oh, completely. And honestly, bestie, we have to be real for a second about this.
Let's do it.
Because it's something nobody ever talks about when you decide to go into dentistry.
Right.
We went to school for a million years.
A million very expensive years.
Right? We took the board exams, we got the degrees, we do this highly technical work every single day. But
And there's no upward growth.
there isn't. You hit a professional ceiling so incredibly fast, and it is honestly suffocating.
It is the ultimate existential trap of a highly specialized career.
Yes.
Because you spend the entirety of your 20s sacrificing your youth and your sanity, accumulating student loan debt that legitimately looks like a phone number,
A literal European phone number.
all to finally cross the finish line and become a dentist. And then you arrive, you put on your scrubs, and you realize
This is it.
this is the apex.
Exactly. Because in a normal corporate job, people get promoted,
They climb the ladder.
They become managers, they move departments, they get a corner office.
Right.
But babes, in dentistry, you're basically just
Still a dentist.
still a dentist. Forever. You just physically walk from room 1 to room 2 to room 3.
Looking at slightly different variations of the exact same teeth.
Until you are 65 and your lower back gives out.
It's a bizarre reality to process. Because there is no, vice president of bicuspid's promotion coming.
I would apply for that if there was.
Right. But you're just staring down the barrel of 40 years of identical Tuesdays. And when that heavy pressure of adulthood takes hold, you realize you need an external avenue.
Desperately.
You need to express the parts of your brain that do not involve asking strangers if they've been flossing.
Which they haven't.
They never have.
Hey.
But babes, maybe this existential dread is exactly why people start random side hustles.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly, it's probably why we started talking to microphones about reality television.
And honestly, thank God we did, because this is my actual therapy.
Fame.
Like, if I could not come on here and spiral with you about the absolute messiness of these people, I think I would spontaneously combust during a root canal.
It's a vital coping mechanism at this point.
Which brings me to the only other thing keeping my physical body functioning today.
Let me guess.
Extreme levels of caffeine.
Naturally.
Snark Squad, we absolutely had to do a Dutch Bros run this morning.
We had no choice.
It was a non-negotiable term of my Friday employment. And babes, the blended freezes...
These are good.
I cannot even handle how good they are. Like, I am fully emotionally attached to this beverage.
You are treating a 32-ounce cup of crushed ice and syrup like a weighted anxiety blanket.
I am.
And I just feel compelled to point out the underlying mechanism here, because you are consuming a catastrophic amount of refined sugar before the sun has even risen.
Stop psychoanalyzing me.
I'm just saying, it's a trick to force your brain's reward center to produce dopamine.
Well, it's working. I got the caramelizer freeze, and I have zero regrets.
None.
None. I asked for extra caramel drizzle, aggressively coating the inside of the cup, extra whipped cream, and I explicitly told the barista to make it aggressively sweet.
Of course you did.
I want it to taste like a decadent dessert that just coincidentally has a trace amount of coffee in it.
It's basically a milkshake.
Exactly. I require that massive sugar rush to mask my physical exhaustion. But what did you get? Because I definitely saw you sipping your drink in the car.
I mean...
Acting all academically superior while fully participating in the exact same chaotic morning routine.
Listen, I am highly judgmental of the nutritional profile, but I am not immune to the psychological benefits.
Oh, so you admit it.
The placebo effect of holding a branded cup is very powerful. I got the Golden Eagle Freeze,
Okay, very nice.
a precise blend of vanilla and caramel, and yes, I absolutely pay the absurd upcharge for the soft top foam.
As you should.
Because if I am going to recklessly drop $7 on a frozen coffee derivative, I'm going to execute the transaction flawlessly.
Period.
But let's critically examine this. Does a $7 frozen drink actually fix our workplace fatigue?
Yes.
Or does it merely delay the existential dread until the inevitable sugar crash hits us right around 2 p.m.?
Bestie, I do not care. I welcome the 2 p.m. crash with open arms if it means I get the 8 a.m. sugar high.
Fair enough.
But honestly, if we want to talk about things crashing and burning...
Oh, here we go.
Babes, things have officially gone wild in the family group chat again.
I am so profoundly tired.
It is pure chaos.
The sheer volume of psychological warfare that occurs in a familial text thread before I have even brushed my teeth is staggering.
It's every single day.
My mom, you know how uniquely chaotic and narcissistic her communication style is?
Oh, I am very aware.
She decided that 5:30 a.m. is a socially acceptable time to send multi-paragraph rants
5:30.
about minor interpersonal slights from, like, 1998.
Naturally.
And she follows these essays with unhinged, heavily pixelated Facebook GIFs of minions holding oversized coffee cups.
The minion gifs, I am literally crying laughing. Why do older relatives love theirs so much?
It's an ingrained biological need to communicate via compressed memes.
It's fascinating, and I'm so sorry to contribute to your suffering, but I have to publicly admit this.
What did you do?
I completely make the situation worse.
Oh, I know you do.
When your mom sends something even slightly passive-aggressive into the chat, I cannot help myself. I just drop a single skull emoji right into the thread.
You are a menace.
And then I sit back to watch the ecosystem erupt into flames. It is my favorite form of free entertainment.
You understand the exact algorithmic trigger points of my family, and you weaponize them for sport.
I really do.
At this juncture, my phone vibrates in my pocket, and I immediately assume somebody's fighting.
Or threatening legal action.
Exactly. It's a constant state of weighing the emotional toll of these notifications against the overwhelming guilt of putting my own family on Do Not Disturb.
You can never mute the chat. The FOMO would eat you alive.
I mean, I desperately need to know the exact moment my aunt accuses someone of hoarding her vintage Tupperware.
See? You need the updates. But listen, if we are going to dissect toxic relationships and vicious infighting over finances,
Which we are.
we have to transition away from our family trauma and look at the most toxic relationships imploding on television right now.
The Bravo real estate ruins?
Yes. The financial collapse happening in Beverly Hills right now is giving me physical palpitations.
Well, let's lay out the forensic data, because the numbers we are dealing with are genuinely staggering.
Terrifying.
We are talking about PK and Dort Kemsley from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
The delusion is real.
Now, contextually, we already knew their $6 million mansion was entering pre-foreclosure. The default notices were filed way back in January.
Right.
And they had a documented outstanding balance of $842,000.
$842,000 in missed mortgage payments.
Yeah, just sitting there, unpaid.
Bestie, I would be throwing up in the bathroom every single morning.
You wouldn't sleep.
I would not sleep for a second. I would be exclusively eating saltine crackers, aggressively clipping coupons, and selling my furniture on Facebook Marketplace.
That is the rational human response to impending financial ruin.
Yes.
But Dorot's legal stance was incredibly deflective. She maintained that PK solely handles the finances, and she claimed he assured her their lifestyle would be unaffected.
Unaffected.
But now, the legal strategy has shifted. PK's legal team just filed explosive court documents putting Dorot's spending habits on absolute blast.
The receipts.
They are claiming they discovered she racked up more than $1 million in personal spending on luxury brands over the past year.
$1 million, while the literal roof over her children's heads is in active default.
It's wild.
Wait, you have to break down the specific receipts because this is where my brain short-circuited.
Okay, the filings specifically allege she spent $69,000 at Louis Vuitton.
Stop.
Another $69,000 at Chanel.
I can't.
And $38,000 at Hermes, plus online retailers like Net-a-Porter.
I need to understand the physical mechanics of this. How does a human being physically walk into a pristine Chanel boutique, accept a glass of sparkling water, point at a flat bag, and hand over a credit card when the bank is drafting foreclosure papers?
Well, let's break down the underlying mechanism, because from a sociological perspective, it's fascinating.
Please explain it to me.
For a reality star, especially in Beverly Hills, designer clothing isn't just fabric. It functions as critical emotional support armor.
Emotional support armor. Wow.
It's a visible manifestation of their perceived status. When the private reality is crumbling, the marriage is failing, the bank is threatening to seize the property, their psychological defense mechanism is to double down on the wealthy facade.
So it's just pure delusion.
If she is photographed in head-to-toe new season Hermes, she can successfully trick herself into believing the foundation is secure.
But wait, how does she actually pay for it? If the mortgage isn't getting paid, how is Chanel getting 69 grand?
That's the complex mechanism of high-wealth debt masking.
Okay.
A pre-foreclosure is tied to a specific physical asset, the house. But these individuals utilize a labyrinth of separate financial instruments.
Like endless credit cards.
Exactly. Business credit cards, personal lines of credit, accounts completely isolated from the primary mortgage lender.
That is so dark.
She is likely leveraging unsecured credit. But what is truly strategic here is PK's legal maneuvering.
Because he's playing the victim, right?
Precisely. He is utilizing a highly calculated victim framing. He is establishing a narrative where he covers 90% of the family's expenses.
Sure he does.
And he claims he actively proposed rational solutions like selling the house and temporarily relocating to a more affordable rental, but she flatly refused.
I cannot believe she refused to downsize. That is the most Beverly Hills thing ever.
It's the sunk cost fallacy applied to a public persona. Retreating to a rental feels like a total destruction of the ego.
She would literally rather the bank violently seize the property with her trapped inside clutching a Birkin bag.
So now PK is employing a nuclear legal option. He is begging the court to override her refusal and force the immediate sale of the house.
Using her Chanel receipts as Exhibit A.
Yes. To prove she is financially irrational, it's brutal, but highly effective.
It is so incredibly dark. The fact that this is all public record is wild, but honestly, when we talk about a marriage decimating a woman's financial stability, it gives me massive flashbacks to Drew Sidora.
Oh, the parallel is undeniable.
The absolute nightmare Drew is living through with Ralph Pittman on Real Housewives of Atlanta right now.
While Dort is allegedly overspending, Drew is dealing with a partner who is allegedly weaponizing the finances against her.
Yes. Drew is legally claiming that Ralph is currently over $25,000 behind on their mortgage.
And crucially, she's not claiming he can't afford it.
No. She's claiming it's entirely willful and intentional. She's telling the court he is choosing to withhold funds just to destabilize her.
She's asking the judge to hit him with sanctions.
And Ralph is out here denying it to the press, saying the house isn't in danger. But wait, we have to talk about the ruling that just came down.
The judge's order.
It is one of the most brutal legal outcomes I've ever seen in Bravo history.
Yeah.
I am so devastated for Drew.
It's a severe outcome.
The judge officially ordered Drew to vacate the marital home by the end of May. Drew pleaded for an extension, saying she literally didn't have the liquid funds to secure a new home that quickly.
Which brings up the question of why she lacks liquidity.
Because she claims Ralph utilized business loopholes to intercept and take half of her Bravo paychecks.
Let's dissect how that maneuver is even legally possible, because it highlights the extreme danger of mixing marital assets with television income.
How did he do it?
Bravo doesn't typically cut a paycheck directly to a housewife's personal checking account. They pay the talent through a designated LLC.
Oh, right.
If Ralph positioned himself as the co-manager or financial officer of Drew's specific entertainment LLC during the marriage, he would have direct legal access to route those funds.
That makes me physically sick.
By the time the divorce is filed, the money is already diverted, leaving the primary earner, Drew, completely cash poor.
He engineered a scenario where she works the grueling reality TV job, deals with the public scrutiny, and he legally siphons the reward.
And because she's cash poor, the judge denied her extension plea.
Ordered her out of the house. And to make it 1,000 times worse, granted Ralph primary physical custody of the kids.
Which forces us to address the absolute terrifying evolution of Ralph Pittman.
It's genuinely scary.
You look at the psychological trajectory of this man, he somehow managed to go from the avoidant husband who secretly disappeared to Tampa,
The literal basement of the marriage?
to a standard-issue gaslighting villain, to an absolute, unmitigated evil genius in the theater of family court.
Evil genius is exactly what he is.
From an analytical perspective, I almost have to sarcastically applaud the ruthless efficiency of the strategy.
It's a masterclass in scorched earth tactics.
He secured primary custody, forced his wife out of the residence, and allegedly secured half her future earning potential. He utilized the court system as a weapon.
It is a complete weaponization of the law. How did he flip the script so incredibly hard? Drew is packing boxes while he sits comfortably in the house.
It proves how dangerous these power dynamics can be.
It really does. It puts into perspective how vital it is to build your own empire outside of a toxic relationship.
And outside of a toxic ensemble cast.
Exactly. So we desperately need to cleanse our spirits. Let's talk about a woman who is actually thriving and securing her bag outside of the Bravo bubble.
Garcelle Beauvais.
My absolute queen, Garcelle, is staying winning.
She is providing the exact blueprint for how to leverage a reality platform into legitimate Hollywood longevity.
She is the definition of booked and busy.
While the rest of the Beverly Hills cast is drowning in IRS liens and bitter legal filings, Garcelle just successfully landed a brand new, high-profile murder mystery series on Peacock.
Called Keep Your Friends Close.
And she's not just acting, she is attached as an executive producer.
Yes, alongside Leo Richardson.
The narrative plot feels like a dark satire of her actual life. The president of an elite West Hollywood moms club is found dead.
And all her wealthy friends are suspects.
Precisely.
Oh my God, sign me up right this second. I saw a fan comment on her Instagram that literally made me cheer out loud.
What did it say?
They wrote, while RHOBH is sinking like the Titanic, Garcelle is booked and busy building her own fleet.
That is incredibly accurate.
He's executive producing. She's in Survival of the Thickest on Netflix. She is proving she does not need the Housewives franchise to survive.
The franchise needs her. But what is truly revealing about this situation, and this is where the behavioral psychology of the Bravo ecosystem becomes deeply apparent.
The comment section.
Yes. If you scroll through the replies on her announcement, you will see a multitude of Bravo stars from entirely different franchises offering congratulations.
Everyone except her own cast.
As of the initial reporting, not a single one of her current or former Beverly Hills co-stars had publicly liked or commented on the post. The silence is deafening.
Babes, the jealousy is literally eating them alive.
It perfectly demonstrates how toxic reality ecosystems function. The unspoken rule is that everyone is supposed to rise and fall together within the confines of the network. When one member breaks the containment field and achieves prestige success, like an executive producer credit on a streaming service, it triggers deep insecurity in the others.
Oh, they cannot stand it.
They punish outside success with ostracization.
They are seething in their rapidly depreciating mansions, absolutely fuming.
Fighting over who leaked a story to Page 6?
Exactly. Garcelle is proving you can outgrow the sandbox. But the truly hilarious part is watching the people who desperately want to pretend they wouldn't touch the sandbox if you paid them.
Which brings us to the LeAnn Rimes rumor.
The absolutely unhinged rumor.
This was a fascinating little spin of the pop culture rumor mill. Rachel Lindsay was hosting a podcast and casually floated the idea of LeAnn Rimes joining the cast of Beverly Hills.
Just as a fun casting idea.
Right. The quote gained traction online, and LeAnn Rimes immediately sprinted to the comment section of a fan account to shut it down with extreme prejudice.
She did not hesitate.
She wrote, dying. School queen. No housewives for me.
Yeah.
Playing Dixie on 9/11 Nashville is drama enough for me.
I mean, she is a smart girl. Protect your peace, LeAnn. Keep collecting those network checks and stay away from the diamond-holding women.
But of course, the universe fundamentally loves a mess.
And certain people cannot let sleeping dogs lie.
Brandi Glanville caught wind of this.
Babes, Brandi hopped directly onto Twitter, and I have to quote this exactly verbatim because my jaw hit the floor.
It was quite something.
Brandi wrote, I hope it's true about RHOBH. I mean, she got everything else of my husband, kids, boobs, Bronco, random illnesses. She might as well just be a housewife and finish it off.
I read that exact tweet, and I genuinely felt a heavy physical wave of sheer exhaustion wash over my body.
I was screaming.
We need to contextualize the timeline here to truly appreciate the pathology. We are talking about a tabloid scandal, the Eddie Cibrian affair, that originated in 2009.
2009.
The level of sustained emotional stamina required to harbor that specific radioactive resentment for 15 consecutive years is a marvel of human psychology.
And the extreme specificity. She listed Bronco and random illnesses.
Yes, in her public inventory of perceived theft.
Random illnesses? What does that even mean? Did LeAnn steal her immune system?
It is a comprehensive paranoid cataloging of her entire life, attributing every subsequent event to a targeted act of theft. It's exhausting to witness.
I'm sorry, but I absolutely live for it. Brandi is the eternal, undisputed, messy queen of reality television. She will hold on to a slight until the sun literally burns out.
She absolutely will.
But honestly, Brandi is obsessing over a man she lost a decade and a half ago. And the men in this extended universe make it entirely too easy to obsess because they act like absolute terrors.
The second they are unsupervised.
Case in point, the Lala Kent and Mauricio Umansky revelation.
This specific story is where the ecosystem starts cannibalizing itself in real time.
Oh, it is so messy.
Lala revealed on her podcast that during the absolute peak of the Kyle and Mauricio separation news cycle, when the paparazzi were swarming, Mauricio quietly slid into Lala's direct messages.
Stop it right now, the unmitigated audacity.
The mechanics of his approach are deeply transparent. He messaged Lala, stating he knew she had been discussing his divorce on her podcast, and smoothly suggested they should grab a coffee to discuss it.
A coffee.
Now, Lala claims she completely ignored the message. She cited the existence of an unspoken sisterhood within the Bravo community.
An unspoken sisterhood. I gagged.
Essentially outlining a moral code that you do not fraternize with the spouses of other core network talent.
I mean, the visual of Mauricio, a 50-something-year-old man trying to pull a sneaky crossover romance while his decades-long marriage to the queen bee of the network is imploding.
It is incredibly slimy.
His internal monologue was literally, hey, I hear you publicly analyzing the collapse of my family, want to get a latte and flirt. Boy, bye.
Well, I do sort of appreciate the desperate brazenness of him trying to secure a secondary storyline on a spin-off to maintain relevance. I actually have to applaud Lala.
For once.
She finally located a healthy boundary. Engaging romantically with Mauricio during his midlife crisis era would have been a thermonuclear error for her brand.
Oh, a total disaster.
However, her stellar display of critical judgment was short-lived because she immediately pivoted to predicting the political future of Spencer Pratt.
Oh my God, the mayoral pivot. The wildest left turn in podcasting history.
Truly.
Lala literally stated with full sincerity that Spencer Pratt has a genuinely good chance of winning the race for mayor of Los Angeles.
Let us be extraordinarily clear and maintain a completely neutral perspective here. We are making no political endorsements.
None at all.
But the reality television to politics pipeline is a modern phenomenon that defies logic.
She compared his trajectory to Donald Trump's transition from TV to the presidency.
The sheer absurdity of Lala Kent, a Vanderpump Rules cast member, acting as a serious political pundit to break down the mayoral viability of the man who used to scream while holding healing crystals on the hills.
It is high camp.
It is the peak of our fractured media reality.
It is the most insane timeline. I'm just laughing that Spencer Pratt's political strategy is a legitimate topic of debate. How did we get here?
I have no idea.
But honestly, since Mauricio's out here acting like a Bravo F-boy slipping into DMs, let's transition and talk about the actual documented F-boys of the universe.
The chaos erupting on Summer House requires a full forensic investigation.
We desperately need to unpack the West Wilson situation.
Because the aggressive PR spin is dizzying. To set the stage, right before the Summer House reunion taped, alleged nude photographs of West began circulating.
Yes.
And West's public defense for the existence of these photos was that they did not look scandalous. He claimed they looked medical because he was physically soft in all of them.
I am screaming, a medical nude? What does that even mean?
It means he's trying to rebrand a sexting leak as an anatomical study.
Unless you are utilizing a secure patient portal to send that directly to a urologist, it is absolutely not a medical photograph, Wes. You were sending it to women on Raya.
It is a phenomenal, albeit transparent, attempt at crisis management.
The secondhand embarrassment is too much. Don't worry, guys. It's just a clinical documentation of my resting anatomy. Log off immediately.
But the true strategic masterclass here is Kyle Cook's reaction.
Oh, Kyle.
Kyle's interviewed by Adam Glenn and made a specific point to casually mention the photo was not a pic he'd be passing around.
The shade.
He added a deeply emasculating joke about getting blood flow going first. But then he revealed the most crucial detail.
The voice memo.
He stated West texted him, and Kyle explicitly chose to respond with a voice memo because it would take forever to put words down.
Oh my God, babes. You know exactly what it means when a man sends a full voice memo.
It is a severe escalation.
It is either an earth-shattering breakup, a desperate apology, or a complete dressing down of your character.
Kyle is executing highly strategic warfare. He's dismantling West's social standing while simultaneously playing the protective ex-husband figure.
Defending Amanda's fragile mental state.
Right, since Amanda and West confirmed they are still romantically involved. So Kyle is broadcasting the message. I am the noble protector, and the new guy has a highly unimpressive medical-looking situation.
Masterful, lethal shade. Kyle went on record saying West broke the bro code, and now he is out for absolute blood.
It's punitive.
Imagine the psychological toll for Amanda. Your current boyfriend's photos leak, and your ex-husband goes on a press tour to call them pathetic.
The public humiliation is immeasurable.
But speaking of men who publicly humiliate the women they claim to love, we have to shift gears to the Valley.
We must dissect the horror show that is Luke Broderick.
The audience backlash against him is intense, and honestly, it is entirely justified.
Throughout the season, Luke has repeatedly and aggressively pressed Kristen Doubt for physical intimacy just a few short months postpartum.
It is viscerally uncomfortable to witness.
He is constantly complaining on camera about feeling neglected, demonstrating zero patience.
It makes my skin crawl. Kristen just carried a child, her body went through massive trauma, her hormones are everywhere, and his primary concern is whining about sex.
It's a profound lack of empathy.
It is the biggest neon red flag in the world. It gives me the ultimate ick. And now Kristen is out here doing press tours, begging fans to give him a break.
The PR cleanup attempt is underway. She gave an interview claiming Luke was just under personal stress and framed his physical demands as a simple miscommunication of emotional longing.
A miscommunication. We all have functioning eyes and ears. We literally watched him pouting.
My overarching question is, did Luke forget he was wearing a microphone?
Seriously.
You have to lack an astonishing level of self-awareness to behave with such selfishness on camera, knowing the Bravo demographic will crucify you for lacking postpartum empathy.
I question if you can ever recover from a villain edit this specific.
The audience has formed a concrete opinion. PR interviews won't digitally erase that footage.
Never. He is permanently in the Villain Hall of Fame. Unlike Tom Schwartz, who is frantically trying to cement himself as the reformed romantic lead.
Ah, yes, making massive public declarations about his new girlfriend, Kiana Carroll.
Kiana is here, and where'd he meet her?
At his own establishment, Schwartz and Sandy's.
Yeah.
Because of course he did.
Schwartz is doing press proclaiming he hit the life lottery with her, calling her 1 in a trillion.
And stating he would love to marry her.
I mean, let's be fair. Kiana is gorgeous, a successful model. She seems super cool. But on the other hand, it's Tom Schwartz.
I am rolling my eyes so forcefully, I'm concerned they'll detach.
Ren girl.
What we are witnessing is the classic Schwartz puppy dog routine. It's an established pattern. He locates a competent younger woman, weaponizes his boyish charm, and speaks in romantic hyperbole to mask that he is fundamentally incapable of a mature partnership.
10 years of evidence.
Securing a new girlfriend does not rewrite historical data of weaponized incompetence.
Exactly. But speaking of historical data and terrifying red flags, we have to talk about James Kennedy. And I want to warn everyone, this is a serious topic.
It requires a very careful analytical breakdown.
It's genuinely the darkest news of the week. My heart sank when I read it. James Kennedy's new girlfriend is pregnant.
And they have only been dating for 7 months.
7 months.
Let's lay out the timeline chronologically, because we cannot discuss James becoming a father without examining his very recent history of violence. We must rewind to December 2024.
When he was officially arrested for domestic violence involving his then-girlfriend, Allie.
Yes.
It was such a scary situation. The police report stated the victim told officers he physically lifted her up and threw her to the ground.
He was taken into custody, released on bail, and Allie immediately moved out.
And then his team put out that completely generic statement about focusing on his sobriety.
And now, a little over a year after that violent incident, he has been dating a new woman for a mere 7 months, and she is expecting a child.
Babes, it's so concerning.
Analytically speaking, the timeline of genuine psychological recovery following domestic violence is not measured in a few short months.
Oh.
It requires years of intensive therapy. Bringing a child into a freshly formed relationship with an individual who has such recent legally documented behavioral issues is a massive red flag.
The instability is baked right into the foundation.
Exactly.
I am so deeply stressed for this new woman. She probably genuinely thinks she can fix him with love, or that a baby will force him to calm down.
But every psychological study tells us that is never how the cycle of abuse works.
A baby adds massive stress. It does not cure rage. I just pray she has a fiercely protective support system in real life.
It is the tragic cycle of reality television fame masking deep personal pathology. The network platform acts as a shield against true accountability.
It lets the cycle repeat endlessly, which actually brings us perfectly to our final segment of the day.
Yes, it does.
Because if we're dissecting terrible life decisions and toxic cycles, we absolutely must leave Bravo for a minute and take a detour into the swamp.
We must.
Yes, we do. Loudly and proudly for the people in the back. Fuck Janelle Evans.
Truly. The mandate stands firm.
We are getting into the Janelle versus Gabby Egan feud from the Teen Mom universe, and it is the ultimate Facebook trash fire.
To set the scene, Janelle has been posting constantly, complaining about being physically injured yet again.
And her highly specific medical ailment is that she allegedly fell up a set of stairs.
Fallen up the staircase.
She is posting these long updates acting incredibly fragile and victimized by a stair.
Which prompted her former close friend, Gabby Egan, to publicly point out the glaring absurdity of this medical history.
Gabby's meh.
Gabby astutely noted that Janelle routinely survives massive surgical procedures, a lipo 360, a full tummy tuck, new implants, treating them as a seasonal hobby.
But she expects us to believe she is too weak to survive a trip up a carpeted stair.
Gabby wrote, "The math is not mathing."
The most devastating read of the century. So Janelle completely loses her mind and retaliates by viciously attacking Gabby's sobriety.
On Twitter.
Falsely accusing Gabby of actively drinking alcohol at Janelle's pathetic divorce party back in June.
And Gabby, who currently holds 19 months of continuous sobriety, immediately brought indisputable receipts.
Shut it down with clinical precision.
She clarified she was drinking Red Bull. She revealed Janelle's PR team literally forced her to hold a prop glass of champagne for a staged photo op.
Knowing full well she was sober. And then the kill shot, Gabby released the private text messages.
The texts leading up to the party.
The screenshots are so humiliating, proving Janelle was having a total meltdown, crying before the party because absolutely no one was going to attend.
She invited Jade and Brianna, desperate for celebrity presence, and they flatly said no.
Janelle had 0 friends in Vegas, and Gabby's the only single person who actually shows up.
Which reveals the stunning poetic justice of this entire digital feud.
Tell them.
Gabby flew across the country, actively tried to help Janelle rebrand away from David Eason, counseled her on getting sober, and stood by her when literally no one else would touch her.
And how does Janelle repay that loyalty?
By maliciously attacking Gabby's hard-won sobriety right after Janelle ran right back to the swamp to reunite with David Eason.
The monster she claimed everyone hated her for.
She utilizes compassionate people as temporary life rafts, and the second she sinks back into the swamp mud, she intentionally punctures the raft.
It is wild to witness. I am just reveling in the pure messiness of a Facebook reality feud.
It's a throwback.
The aggressive screenshotting, the dramatic champagne holding reveals its high art. But honestly, my blood pressure is officially too high from the swamp. We desperately need a culinary palate cleanser.
A brief moment of actual talent and grace.
Let's pivot to Top Chef. Padma Lakshmi just gave her official verdict on her replacement, Kristen Kish.
And the exchange is incredibly wholesome.
Padma spoke to US Weekly and stated she is officially rooting for Kristen, calling her a little sister.
She specifically praised Kristen's ability to bring deep empathy to the role, because Kristen actually endured the crucible of competing on the show.
Yes.
Padma analytically pointed out that the other judges, Tom and Gail, simply cannot offer that specific trauma-informed empathy.
Even if they've never been sleep-deprived contestants. I just absolutely love seeing women genuinely supporting women.
It is refreshing.
After reading about 15-year grudges and Janelle attacking her only friend, Padma passing the torch with so much grace makes my heart happy.
It is a phenomenal professional endorsement.
Yeah.
However, the funniest part of this exchange is that Padma freely admits she does not actually watch the show.
I died at that part.
She stated that even during her own tenure, she rarely watched the final edits because she already knew what happened.
It is a very chic, very Padma level of elite detachment. I lived the experience. I got the paycheck. I do not need to watch the commercials. Iconic behavior.
Truly unbothered.
Oh my gosh, babes. What an absolute spiral today has been. And we actually made it through the madness.
We are officially wrapping up.
Friday's desperately trying to survive us, and we are barely surviving Friday.
Barely is the operative word. Because after unpacking all of that layered dysfunction, suddenly my own family group chat doesn't seem that bad.
Oh, really?
Although, wait, no, I stand corrected. My phone just vibrated again.
What is it now?
My aunt is sending unsolicited casserole recipes typed entirely in capital letters.
Put the entire bloodline on Do Not Disturb, bestie.
The situation remains terrible.
We have crucial weekend plans. And by weekend plans, I mean I am going home, lying completely horizontally on my couch in silence, and recovering from the trauma of practicing dentistry.
And going back to Dutch Bros.
Obviously, driving back for a second, blended caramelizer freeze because I fundamentally deserve it.
I will join you in the horizontal recovery phase, though I will be aggressively hydrating with water to flush out the golden eagle syrup currently coating my internal organs.
Snark Squad, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We love diving into the absolute mess with you every single week.
Have an incredibly restful weekend.
And remember the golden rule. Stay messy, but do it responsibly. Please do not send medical nudes to anyone on Raya.
Do not buy an entire new wardrobe in Hermes if your house is actively in pre-foreclosure.
And definitely, whatever you do, do not fall up the stairs.
And please urge your older family members to stop using pixelated Facebook GIFs in the group chat.
Yes. Or better yet, send us your own chaotic family text thread stories. We desperately need the validation of knowing we are not suffering alone.
Please send them.
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the show with your messiest friend. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over.
Think about this.
If the reality television industrial complex didn't exist to absorb these people, where would all of these deeply unhinged individuals put their chaotic energy?
Out in the wild.
Would they just be our actual dental patients complaining about their bite adjustments?
Truly a chilling apocalyptic thought.
Terrifying. Stay caffeinated, stay chaotic, and we will see you on the Snark side.